Hi, Bears. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? It was so awesome seeing many of you on our Zoom meeting yesterday that it just filled my bucket up and up and up. And want to let you know, it was a great start to my day. So thank you for being there. So, with that said, let's get busy with our day. As I promised, we were going to talk just a little bit more about the life cycle of a butterfly. And then I have something else I want to share with you, which is kind of cool. It has to do with insects, bees specifically, and a thing called the waggle dance. It's kind of crazy sounding, isn't it? But let's get started. As I said, we are going to, let me pull my page up, talk about an insect, the butterfly. All right, so yesterday was a pretty big topic as we talked about the life cycle of of a butterfly. Sorry about that for messing up my words. Lots on my mind, but let's see if we can go through this together and you can help me out complete our life cycle. Okay, do you see this page here? In fact, some of these are sight words, and I bet you can read them with me. All right, see my arrow? Let's read this together. I see an, and what do you see right here? I see an egg. Absolutely. If you said egg, ding, 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 you got it. I see an egg. All right, let's read this together. I see a, what is that? That's a caterpillar. Absolutely. So we're going to move caterpillar on all the way up here. Okay, what's next? I see a, what is that? Is that a butterfly? Goodness, no, that is a chrysalis. So what word down here do you think is chrysalis? Well, we can be detectives if you don't know exactly what chrysalis looks like. So what sound do you hear at the beginning of chrysalis? I hear the k, k sound. So let's look at our words down here. Well, this begins with a k, okay, and this, well, that begins with a b, so we know that's not it. And this begins with an e, and this begins with a k. Wait, so we have two words here that begin with k. Chrysalis. What do you hear at the end of chrysalis? I hear the s sound, which is an s. So between these two words here, do any of these end with an s? Yeah, this one right here, chrysalis. So we're gonna move that up. See how we were able to be detectives together and figure that out? That was pretty awesome. I see a chrysalis. Let me move it on up. And last but certainly not least, let's read this together. I see a butterfly. How about that? All right. So, as you can see, the life cycle of a butterfly, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We have eggs, caterpillar, chrysalis, and butterfly. I want to show you something. I'm going to do some things that kind of like this. If I were on my phone, what would I be trying to do right now? Am I trying to play with someone? Hmm. Am I trying to dance with someone? No, I am trying to talk with someone, right? Okay, we talk. Now, watch this. If I were to do this, I guarantee you know exactly what I am trying to say. Ready? What did I just tell you? We just did Tootsie Roll Lollipop. We've been talking, now let's stop. All right. If I were to do this, what do you think I'm trying to tell you? Yeah, I'm trying to tell you to be quiet. Though I know you guys are listening so well right now. Hey, listen, talking on the phone, using hand motions, those are all different ways of communicating. Now, bear with me here. This week and last week, we have been talking about insects, and insects definitely have ways of communicating with each other. They are slightly smart, of course. We can give them that for sure, because they do so many wonderful things. For example, like a bumblebee. Okay, we know that bees make honey for us. So how do all these bees work together and communicate with each other without even talking? I mean, have you ever heard a bee talk? I haven't, but I'm going to show you this. Come back to there. All right. And like I said, there is a thing that bees do called the waggle dance. Now, it might be a little bit different than what you think, but like I said, bear with us. Let's see what we can learn about bees and the waggle dance and how it's part of their communication. So let's jump on in.
Honeybee workers are able to send complex messages to one another. In the wild, they sometimes nest out in the open, but mankind has persuaded them to live and store their honey in hives. The colony's heart is its queen. She is just a little bigger than her subjects and mother of them all. In spring, when food stocks are low, the workers get busy collecting nectar. They have a remarkable method of telling one another where to find the most productive flowers. It's called the waggle dance. This returning bee has just found a new source of nectar and is going to tell others in the hive about it. First, she gathers an audience. To do that, she climbs on her sisters' backs and vibrates her abdomen. Now that she's got their attention, she begins her dance, using a code of movements that tell her fellow workers where her discovery lies. The duration of her waggle indicates the distance to the nectar source. The longer the waggle, the further the flower. And the angle at which she dances across the cone tells them the direction to the flower in relation to the sun. Her instructions are remarkably accurate and can pinpoint the location of a nectar source over 6 kilometers away. Some of her fellow workers set off immediately to find it. In one short season, the colony's workers will visit up to 500 million flowers and will make around 90 kilograms of honey. That is sufficient to sustain the whole colony through the coming winter when there is no nectar to be had.
I must say, as always, like, when I do this, what am I trying to tell you? I am trying to tell you that my mind is blown watching that. See, I didn't even need to use words. Just like the bee doesn't even need to use words to tell the other workers what it's doing. It does its own dance, its movements with its body. You know, can you think of other animals and what they do to try to tell us something? What about a dog when it wants to play? You know, sometimes it hunches down and sticks its tail out and wags it. You know, you could try that if you want. What would a cat do if it's not exactly happy with you? You know, its back is going to arch up and that thing is going to hiss at us. All right, so whether we have words like you and I talk, um, animals also have ways of communicating. So I thought you would enjoy that for today. That was your big idea for the day, a little bit about butterflies, a little bit about how insects communicate, which is super, super cool. And so that is it. All right, bears, I love you with my whole heart. I cannot tell you enough how much your videos, your pictures, your videos that you sent us for Teacher Appreciation Week meant to us. I'm telling you, I was in the kitchen when I saw it and I just had the tears coming down my face because I miss you guys so very much. This has been hard, but I'm glad we can see each other through video here. So with that said, put our hands on our heart. Let's think about each other. Okay, picture ourselves in the classroom sitting down next to each other at circle time, and let's wish each other well. Here we go. We wish you well, we wish you well. All through the day, we wish you well. I love you, bears, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.